Hello, sweet friend. My name is Micah, and in this video, I would like to give my traveler's notebook a little bit of a spring refresh. And what that means in particular is that I would like to add a new insert, and I'm gonna share with you what my plans are for this. So I thought we could decorate the cover together, and then similarly, the one insert that I do have in here also still needs to have the cover decorated. So yeah, I thought that might be fun to do together. If you're new here, I'm currently using this insert as my artist journal, and what that means is I just reflect on things that influence me as an illustrator. So that can be topics or just things that I find inspiring and trying to find similarities in there. Here's this part about comfort colors, those kinds of things. But I did a more thorough flip through in a different video, so I'll have that linked if you're curious about that. But yeah, so we're gonna decorate those two covers. And then I do think I also wanna add back in this zipper pouch. And I've had this little dashboard decoration in here for I think 2 years now. So I thought it might be nice to change this up as well. I kind of like having this decorated. I know you could use that more functionally and tuck something in, but yeah, I don't know. I just like it for the decoration purposes. So yeah, so we're just gonna do a little bit of crafting and decorating together, and I hope it's just gonna be, again, one of those videos where it's just nice that we keep each other company and chat about journaling and stationery and things while doing so. So I already prepared some things in good TV cook fashion. And so I created this little background. This is just watercolor swatches, and then I scanned it in and printed it back out on this weatherproof matte sticker paper from Online Labels. So it has a little bit of a coated feel to it. And I want to try that out as a cover, and how I feel about, sticking this on, since this is sticky backed. And then just because I'm curious about different ways of covering and decorating my TN inserts, I also printed this out. This is a beautiful artwork by Erin Ware from her Patreon, which I'll have linked below. And this I just printed on regular paper, just because I want to see what I like better, the sticker paper versus the regular paper. And for that, I'm just going to use regular glue. I think this might just give me a little bit more flexibility while wrapping the notebook, just using regular glue, but it might also be a little less wear-proof than this coated sticker paper. So yeah, I just want to try that out and see how that goes. And then I printed out this beautiful pattern. Oh, that the camera isn't quite picking that up, I think. Yeah, the focus doesn't know what to focus on. I'm sorry. Okay, calm down. There we go. Just trust me, there's a beautiful pattern on here, which is also created by Erin Ware. And I thought this might be nice to put in here, just cut it to size. This pattern does have a little bit of an indication that it should be going this direction, but then the paper is just a smidge too short. So I'm gonna have to make a decision whether or not I just embrace that it's a little too short, or if I'm just going to cut it out this way, because I am gonna decorate some other things over top. But I thought this pattern might be nice as a background, because though there is a pattern, it's not too bold so that you can't like layer things on top. So yeah, but we'll leave that for last, I think. Yeah, let's do that. And then I'll just take out this insert so we can finally decorate it with the cover. I don't mind this cream color, but I don't know. It is a little a little drab maybe. And yeah, I'm feeling like I need some joyous patterns and colors. Okay, I'm just gonna take this out of the plastic real quick. Alrighty. And so I think this beautiful bird I want to have on my... Do I want this on my artist journal? No, I think yesterday I was thinking this goes on my artist journal. And even though I prepared the file and had looked up the measurements for the TN insert, something in the process, I don't know if it was the file setup or the printing setup, but it turned out a little too short again, even though my printer can do borderless printing. But I think what I'm gonna do, instead of just having a slim, like, leftover bits from the cover up top and at the bottom, I'm also gonna leave a sliver on this side so it looks a little bit more intentional, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think this is gonna go on my artist journal, and then this is going to go on here. And I gave myself a little bit of a rim that I can fold over, which you're gonna see. Okay, let's start maybe with the paper, because I don't know, I'm most intrigued about how this is gonna go. And then let's see, we might also need a knife and maybe a ruler and then a bone folder. This thing creeps me out just slightly. I mean, we used a bone folder in design school to fold things, but this is actually from my dad and potentially even from his granddad. I don't know why my dad would own a bone folder, but my grandfather was an architect, so yeah, this might have been his. But because it is old, I am not so sure if this isn't actually bone. I don't know why this would be called bone folder if there wasn't a time where this was actually made out of bone. I think more modern ones are probably made out of plastic, but don't quote me on that. So I might be freaked out entirely wrongfully that this is some sort of hard plastic and it just has the color of bone. Who knows? Let's not dwell on that for too long. Yeah, because now I thought this gives me opportunity to also put glue here, and for some reason this paper turned out a little too tall, but I think I'm just gonna glue it first and then cut it to size, just to give myself a little bit of wiggle room while gluing. And then, did I make that too short? I did. Wow. All kinds of measuring mistakes. But you know what? I could... Well, now I creased that real well there, didn't I? Should have tested that before. We're just gonna give it another crease, and then I should have enough. Yeah, probably to even just fold it over. Yeah, if you've never seen any of my crafting videos, there's always just something that's a little off. I'm never all too perfect with my crafting. Yeah, this is what I should have done. Yeah, get it on there first and then commit. This is not quite straight, but again, I think I'm just gonna go with this now. Could cut off that sliver here if I wanted that straight. Yeah, that's still okay, I guess. Maybe move it over slightly. Because when I laid it out in Photoshop, I really had it sort of where the... Well, how much do I need? This was the original fold. Well, you know what? I guess if I glue it like that, it should fit. No, I guess with the spine. Yeah, we just need a little bit. Just a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna do one more fold here. There's would have probably been... Oh, and now I have two folds and I need to really force the paper. Messy, messy, messy. see if we like that sticker paper one better. I hope I didn't get that entirely wrong too with the spine. Yeah, I think I like that better. Just a slightly less blue on the front, and we get more of the bird. Yeah, I like that. And then just do this. Have the painting wrap around slightly, and then just have the color in the back. Cool. I think I'm gonna commit to this. Oh, that's so precious. I love that. In the past, I've also done, you know, just collages on the front, but I don't know. I was feeling the full-on design this time around. And I mean, I guess if I had more paper here, you could literally just glue this and not worry about any other glue, but oh well, that's something to try for another time. Yes, okay, let's put some, maybe I'll start with glue on this side. And then while I put on the glue, maybe I can share what my intentions are with this insert, because if you've been around for a while, this year I'm very committed to filling out my Hobonichi cousin, and I am very careful not to inadvertently move into a different system and then I abandon my cousin or don't have enough time for my cousin. So I've been very hesitant, let's call it that, to add any more notebooks to this year's lineup. And so, so far, with the artist journal as well, I've been only starting inserts because one, they are have less pages, and then I've only been doing things that are I guess I'm putting glue on here as well, that are timeless, so they're not dated, there's no pressure, I can come back to it anytime. And with that artist journal, I'm not even anticipating that I'll have something to add to that, you know, every week. I'm fully aware that it might be that there's gonna be a couple months here and there where I don't write anything in it, because, you know, it's not like I'm thinking about that all the time. So yeah, there's sort of very much not really a lot of stress on when I journal in that. Okay, trying to get that on straight. No, that is the wrong fold that we're gluing on. Wow. Can I get this any more wrong? But that's the nice thing about the glue and the paper, rather than the sticky sticker paper. It's a little bit easier to readjust. Here, I think, is where we want to glue and stick it down. That's the wider one, though. What in the world? Oh my goodness, maybe I'll just do the other one and then just have some leftover things in the back. Now, where would that other fold be, though? Right there. Right there. Come on. You know, usually I like crafting, but this is the kind of stuff where I don't like crafting. Such a struggle. Okay, but now I still haven't told you what I'm going to use this one for. With this, I kind of was feeling like it would be fun to have a place to work on some journal prompts, some reflections and memory keeping of things that are, yeah, again, timeless. Just things that just journaling that brings me comfort, where it is just as much about the act of journaling than it is the creating a memory book of sorts, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think I want to dedicate this to some journal prompts that are fun to work on or soothing to work on, and where it is about just my life in general, or me as a person, similar to the artist notebook. This is gonna be, yeah, about things that are true about me as a person, if that makes sense, what I mean by that. Yeah. And I think that could be fun. And it is a way to scratch the itch of being in a different sized journal with different paper. I'm typically someone who feels very drawn to cream paper. And obviously the Hobonichi Cousin does not have cream paper. And it has a grid on it and all those kinds of things. So yeah, I'm hoping that allowing myself to journal in these TN inserts whenever I want to will have me also still keep going in the Hobonichi Cousin without getting bored, if that makes sense. And I think TN inserts are great for that because they are so, well, I don't know if you want to call it non-committal because of the fewer pages. They feel so tiny in a way. Yeah. It might be a little crooked. Although that seems more or less straight. Okay. Well, and now I'm just gonna cut off the excess. Oh, and then... Oh no, it has waves. Okay, that is gonna annoy the hell out of me. Wow, this is more complicated than I thought this was gonna be. If I would have known this is... I hope I'm not giving you anxiety. I think I'm gonna have to glue this down this way, otherwise it's gonna have like a air bubble in there. It's not gonna be tight enough. That's gonna be really annoying every time I open the insert. This is just regular copy paper, but it's relatively stiff, I would say, so maybe printing it on thinner paper might have been better. But this is exactly the kind of stuff that I wanted to try and figure out is, yeah, whether or not paper is at all a good idea, or if there's things like it is a good idea, but I need to make changes. And yeah, that is crooked. Shoot, shoot, shoot. So, yeah, I hope this doesn't give you all kinds of anxiety, me doing all of this and everything going crooked and wrong. Yeah, but now this feels pretty tight. Yeah, I must say that so far I liked the experience with fabric a lot better. Yeah, so here now I'm gonna have a sliver of the cover showing. I don't know if you can tell on screen. It's okay. It's okay. No one said we need to be perfect in our journaling. And that is something that I like so much about journaling, is the feeling of being creative without, you know, everything having to be perfect. I do like just the process of it and getting back into that more childhood-like working with colors and stickers and things. It's not too bad, but it's still, now it's sort of pulls where it was a little too loose before. Now it pulls a little. Hopefully it'll just train. Yeah. Maybe I should have just made flaps and then just stick it in with sticky tape. Maybe that would have been the better way to go. I did not expect this to be somewhat troublesome. If you decorate your TN covers or your other journal books, let me know what's your favorite way. Do you have have you tried different things, or do you have sort of a system of how you approach that? For example, always doing sticker collages on the front, those kinds of things. I would love to know. And how do I best reach this? Like so. And actually, the safest way to cut is always to have the metal ruler kind of protect the edge of whatever you're cutting away from. So, because with these knives, if you slip, then obviously you're gonna cut into your book. All right, yeah, it definitely pulls a little, but again, that might ease up over time, and it's a little bobbly, if you know that feeling. So I don't know if I would fully recommend doing it this way, but I do like how it looks. I think it's sweet. I do love that bird and all these flowers and all the colors. Okay, well, that is number 1, and this is gonna be, I don't quite know if I would want to call it the prompt book, or I might also just refer to it as my comfort insert, because I think it's gonna be all about working on prompts that are comforting and fun, and that the insert itself is just a relaxing place to be. So I might also refer to it as my comfort book. Let's put that to the side. We're gonna get back to it once we're ready to put them all back into the cover. All right, now if the paper was more adventurous than I thought it would be, hopefully this maybe is easier than I thought it would be, but now I'm not so sure anymore. Yeah, well, there's nothing else to do except to just go for it. If nothing else, I could always go around it again and cover it up all with fabric. The reason why I didn't go with fabric is because I felt like I already, the pretty fabrics that are good for covers, I already used on my other notebooks and sketchbooks so far. And I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to have the same fabric everywhere. You know what I mean? All right, now you just gotta have to get the start correctly. So I hope you saw, I just I don't know if you call that unravel, but like take off the backing from the sticker paper in this front corner so I can get that aligned. Whoops, sorry. I bumped my head into the camera. 'Cause I'm trying to lean over without getting my head. And then this doesn't seem straight, but I might also have not cut out the sticky backing straight. And now it's just rolling off the sticky backing section by section, keeping this real tight so you don't get any air bubbles. This is what you would do with like contact paper too, and vinyl and things like that. Well, so far this is a little easier than the paper. Again, it might also not be entirely straight. Okay, here comes the spine. I'm just gonna open it at the middle here. I'm just gonna go over it. This might be a mistake. This might again be leading to some pulling and tension in the cover, but honestly, I don't know what else to do. Because I think I find it, if it's too slack, I think I like that less than it being too tight. All right. Well, so far so good. And this sticker paper is really, it has a really nice feel to it. It's very velvety, I guess. Oh wow, and look at that. I still had some left over. So now, Do I go all the way to the end, or do I cut it off earlier? It's to mimic that look in the... Is that the front? Yes. But then I would have to cut on the actual TN insert. I think I'm just gonna, because it's the back, I think I'm gonna go all the way. I think that's gonna make cutting so much easier. And that, it doesn't actually pull. Wow, yeah, that is the way to go. I think that was the easier thing to do. Now granted, I don't know how it would be if you were trying to not leave space, if that would make it harder, you know? Yeah. Not sure, but yeah, that was... It feels a lot better. Just the handling of it and putting it on, obviously, as you saw, much easier. Well, now I don't know if I finished my question about, yeah, what your favorite way of decorating TN covers is, but I guess that's my question. If you have a go-to or if you try out different things. Yeah, okay, fun. And then if you take these together, I think they pair nicely. Like, obviously they're different, but I think that's really cute together. Yeah, sweet. And I must say, when I did these watercolor swatches, I already knew that I was gonna do this for the other book, so there might have been a little bit of a, you know, influence there. And then, yeah, I haven't decorated this yet either. Erin just posted these new labels on her Patreon. I think this one is so pretty. I could put one in. This is pretty. And then I could write in comfort book or book of comfort. I guess comfort book is a little shorter, but I like book of comfort. Could do this too. Depends on if I want to decorate around it a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. Because what I want to do first is, I think, also decorate this, because then the whole TN will feel a little bit more settled in. And I haven't quite decided yet how I want to go about this. Do I put both of them in here? No, maybe just this one. Just the comfort book with the paper. With the paper front. So it's more... Yeah, and then have this be like that. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do with the zipper pouch yet. I have this random straggler, a washi tape color with some of my favorite washi tapes on it. Oh, am I in frame? I don't know. This is all wiggling about quite a bit. But yeah, not sure yet. I could also put... Yes, I know. I have some everywhere. Some of these journaling cards. Some of them I might do in my comfort book. But I can also keep other lists of journal prompts in here. That could be neat. I'll do that. Yeah. So we're gonna put these in already, and then I'm gonna add more throughout. Cool. Oh, this is gonna be so lovely. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, jump band this through the middle. I'm not the most versed in all the cool ways you can put notebooks into your TN cover, so I'm not gonna do anything super fancy here. Well, not that you would call any of those fancy, but nothing too complicated. I know that Traveler's Notebook just announced their newest limited edition cover for this year, the Love and Trip, in a red color, even though I think if they hadn't said that that was supposed to be red, on the outside it looks very brown in my opinion. The inside, like this part right here, you can definitely tell that it's like red. I do like the outside cover, the color, the sort of like warm brownish color. Not so sure about that bright red on the inside. I don't know if that would personally be a little too much for me. And also, the way I'm using my TN right now, I'm happy with just the one cover. So I feel a little not too sure how I feel about or I would feel about just buying one, but that's the kind of stuff that's tricky though, because obviously their limited editions always sell out. So even if I ended up, you know, doing more with Traveler's Notebook, and I might want that as a second color, I would have to buy it right now. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to fall for that sort of FOMO thing. Cute. This is so cute. Okay, so for this, this, by the way, this little yellow sheet is what the cover came with. And then this is just a sticker I got in the Happy Mail ones. And then this is a Dodo Lulu sticker, which I love. And it's actually on sort of like that transparent washi paper, sticker paper, but I glued it onto a white paper and then cut it out to get rid of the translucency, because I love just sticking it in as a decoration. And these two ladies, they just remind me of me and my sister, even though I don't have blonde hair anymore. Yeah. So I might actually put that back in because I love it so much, but we'll see. And then this is a really fun, whoa, that washi paper really left some residue on there. Wow, okay. This was me at the cat cafe, a local cat cafe where they have cats from the animal shelter and you can adopt them and meet them. But we just went to visit the cats, and there was this one cat and she just gave me a hug. It was the cutest thing. So sweet. But yeah, ready for something else. And so again, now the question is, do I make it a little sliver too small? Or do I just not care about the... Oh, but I also wanted to make it double-sided. So I think I will have to just make it a little tiny bit too small. I think it's going to be fine. Sad the person who struggled so much with the covers, and as you just saw, has very questionable methods of measuring things. But, you know, there's things I do care about, and I think I need to be quote-unquote perfect or measured correctly or taken care of. And then there are other things where it's just like, in the grand scheme of things, I just don't think it's worth the time and energy to get like 100% accurate. And maybe that is a personality flaw. I don't know, but yeah. And then I think I'm just gonna fold it in on itself. Ooh, wow, that is did not cut that straight. But it is wide enough. Okay, then I can just clean that up. And then not only is it a little bit sturdier, but since that plastic is see-through, I have the pattern on both sides. And then we're just gonna put in some more cute stuff over top. And then I guess people call that a dashboard. Is that what that's called? If you have just a decorative piece in the front. I feel like I've heard that term used by some of the people who use ring planners. But yeah. I don't know if they would agree with me that this is a dashboard. Yeah, and then I might actually not need to glue it together because it's probably just gonna stay like that if I just put it in. And then if I ever want to change it, I could, you know, use it for something else, and I haven't committed to gluing that. Yeah, that will just sit in here. Yeah, and it doesn't matter at all that it's too short. And I love that you can still see some of that artwork in there. Yes. Oh, this is already making me so happy. Okay, and in terms of like other things to add to it, I do have this photo here of my family dog. She recently passed away, which is very sad. But I thought I might like having her here right now. Yeah, that's sweet. And that's what I meant at the beginning of the pattern. Like it's a pattern, but it, you know, it's not too busy that you can't have other things on top of it. Yeah, sweet. I think I might decorate this actually outside just to make it easier. And then we can hold that in place with some washi. Let's bring out the box of washies. Some blue might be nice. This is also a good one because it's so, this pretty much goes with everything, and I love that it's, the gingham is kind of like hand drawn, and so it's really soft even though it's so geometric. That's probably a little too busy. And then we could also, obviously we could lean into the monochrome, but I think the blue I like better. But I did want to see how I felt about, well, that's also a brown. How I felt about, where is it? I have this one black with some flowers on it. What did I do with that? Why is it not in the washi box? Shoot. Oh well, I don't know. It probably fell down somewhere. I'll have to look for it. So we're just gonna have to make a decision with these. What I could also do, I do like my mint colors. That could be nice too. And then I do think, oh yeah, and this, I just put a little bit of washi in the back to hold it in place. I do think I still want to have these on. That looks sweet, right? A little busy maybe, but not too much. Not for my taste anyway. And then is that going to be okay with what we can still see of the cover? Yeah. That's very florally. Yeah, that makes me happy. That's exactly the kind of stuff that I want to see when I open my book. Okay, and so they have blue flowers in there. I think I'm gonna go for the blue. And then I could put a little bit in the back just to hold it also, so it doesn't shift around the photo. Her name was Molly, by the way. And she was the best dog. So cuddly. She was very big. She was a big dog. But she didn't know it. So she definitely wanted to be a lap dog. But yeah. not so much. But yeah, I miss her. But I guess a lot of you will also be pet parents who know that they are just very, very much missed when they're gone. And then I had printed out these like stickers that I had designed for Cat Collage Club. But now that I have these ladies here, I don't know. I mean, I could, but it feels a little crowded maybe. Although, maybe on this side, because there's just a patch of ground there, so maybe. And then we have, it's a little bit more 1, 2, 3 rather than 1, 2. That tends to be pleasing design-wise. This one or this one? Well, that doesn't have the right size, I think. Let's go with this one. And then I like the little star in there. And though this is a sticker, I think I'm going to do the same thing again with just putting a little bit of washi in the back to hold it down. Because then again, I don't commit to this and I can move things around and reuse things for these dashboard type things. Okay. How are we liking this? I think that's very sweet. Okay, but we also have the other side of this. And for this, I have a little bit less of an idea of what to do. Before, I had this in there. This illustration I did. This was actually based on my family cat, who also passed away, but like a couple of years ago. He was black though, but he would always or often join me for breakfast when he would come home from his night out, and then I would sit down and eat breakfast and he would join me and I would be reading a book rather than the newspaper. But yeah, that's really sweet. But again, I wanted a refresh, so maybe not that. Again, I'm really itching to use some of these journal spots that Erin created. And I think I want to save this potentially for the inside of the comfort book. But I could see myself maybe putting a quote in there. That's pretty too. The sort of more long one. But that would, I guess, depend on what kind of quote I want to add. This is pretty too, with the blue. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, they're all cool. Yeah, let's put in a quote. And I do feel like the other day, let me get my notepad. I made a note of a quote. A note of a quote. I think I saw this in a journal flip through from Stephanie from the Journal Diaries, and she had that in her journal. It's this quote by J.R.R. Tolkien. It is no bad thing to celebrate a simple life. That might be nice. Yeah? Do we like that? And then I was also thinking it would be nice. I tend to put at least my what's it called, my email address somewhere in case I ever lost this, you know, so people can reach me. So that could be on here too, but I think then that's a little bit too much of a, is that too much? Like a frame thing? Maybe. I could also do the quote and just a cat. I just grabbed some random cats that I had floating around. If you're new here, I have a printable subscription, Cat Collage Club, where you get new cat-themed printables for your journals every month. That might be cute. Just the cat lounging in the... Well, that's a Christmas one. That's maybe not so fitting. She's just working. Breakfast, but that's really small. Or just the cat with the home. Also a bit small, but maybe I'll just leave space, and then if I find something else, I can add that. If I take some more photos. I really want to be more mindful of taking photos and snapshots. I feel like I haven't done that in a while. Is that too colorful? Oh, it's kind of quirky, huh? I guess the bed goes with the whole idea of a simple life. Enjoy the little things. And again, I'm just going to use this so I can change my mind if I want to. Okay, let me write out the quote on this, and then I'll be right back. All right, I have my quote written out, and I think it's so fitting. That's definitely what I'm doing with all my journals. I definitely would say that I lead a simple life, and I try to celebrate it in my journals. Okay, so now this is ready to be slipped in here. And let's move all of this out of the way so we can appreciate it. Oh yeah, I think that looks so sweet, and it definitely brings me a lot of joy. There's just something about that, isn't it, where that can just be motivating in and of itself, and yeah, it's just kind of nice if the journal also looks nice and feels nice, and if it has a, I don't know, a vibe that you connect with. And then this is so lovely. I could potentially keep an eye out for like a label that is maybe like in a black and white so that it stands out against this backdrop. I still could add something here, but yeah, we'll use this for some journal prompts, I think. And then, yeah, I will still need to decorate that, but I think the video is long enough as it is. And yeah, I hope that I was able to keep you some company while you were journaling or while you were doing the dishes or whatever. And I'm excited to be starting this insert. I'll definitely let you know how it's going and keep you posted. And especially once I have a couple things in here, I can maybe better explain what exactly I mean by the prompts and the sort of like timeless nature of it and the sort of comfort aspect of it. So yeah, I'd be excited to chat more about that with you. But yeah, I'm so happy how this looks, and I like that it's a little bit thicker now. With just the one insert, it just feels a little slim, but I think 2 inserts and the little plastic cover, definitely, that's nice. That's a nice... I think maybe I would go 3 at most, but I think, again, I don't want to just add inserts just for the adding sake. But yeah, this is a nice, this feels nice. Yeah, all right. Let me know in the comments if you have a dashboard in your journal, if that's a thing, or in your TN setup, and if we even call this a dashboard. Let me know your opinions on that. And yeah, I would love to hear if you have any sort of, yeah, go-to things of how you decorate your insert covers or your journals in general, and what you're currently using your TN system for, if you have that in your lineup. All right, yeah, that is that, and thank you so much for sharing this time with me. Until next time, happy journaling!